I was writing a book, and the book was, well, it starts with this prophet. She lives seeing the future, but she's completely stuck in the path of the future that she sees. So if she sees herself do something in the future, she has to do it in the future. And the future never tells her to tell people she's a prophet, so she's the only one who knows. And one day, she's out walking, and all of a sudden she slams into this boy, and she falls down, and the boy helps her up, says, "I'm sorry, I don't have any time, I'm in a hurry." He goes away. And she's in this stage, she thinks this didn't happen. This boy didn't exist in the future that she's seen. She's never seen this boy, which means that she's not on the path anymore, because the boy took her out of the path where she was supposed to be according to the future that she sees. So the river of time where she's supposed to be is not where she is, and this boy took her out of the cage, and she sees inside of the future that there are more possibilities all of a sudden, because she's outside of the river, so she can see all the rivers coming from it. And in the book there's this creature that is keeping the time in check and everything. And the story is about the boy who wakes up in the middle of nowhere, doesn't know his name, doesn't know anything, because he doesn't exist. And there's a reason why he doesn't exist, but I'm not gonna get into that. The reason why I'm telling you about this book is because I want to talk about one of the chapters I had where he gets tried by a sword. He meets an old man in the middle of the forest who is sort of a god figure. He has... Well, I don't want to get into that guy, because that's not the reason. The chapter is the reason, because I wanted to write a chapter that was scary. So I wrote the chapter as he's taking it's sort of a magic sword. It has a spirit inside of it, and the spirit is trapped in the sword in a sort of a torment. And when the main character takes the sword, he goes into a sleep, and he wakes up in a world of metal, and there's houses of metal and things everywhere. And I wrote it from a nightmare I had. I had a nightmare where I was dreaming that I was sitting in the cinema watching a movie on the screen. And on the screen there's these people, they're acting very, very strange, very soulless, sort of. They're smiling, but their smile is creepy, and they're talking to each other like they're not really talking to each other, but they're just making words, and I don't know what words they were making, but they were being this creepy feeling on the entire thing. And there's this man who comes up to the screen from the side, and he goes up to the screen and he says, "Daniel, whatever you do, don't look to the right." And when he says that, I notice there's something sitting to the right of me. It's like this, I couldn't see what it was, but it was jerking, like jerking movements, and sounding like it was almost drowning, but not really, and clicking and things like that. So I asked the guy on the screen what's sitting next to me. And the man says, you don't want to know, dude, but whatever you do, don't look at the creature. So I get out of the cinema and I start walking around in the city. And the creature is always to the right of me. Always, wherever I am, whatever I do, I can't look to the right. Because to the right, this creature is always trying to get my attention with its clicking noises and everything like that. And I was completely terrified of this creature. It was something dark about this creature. So I was walking around trying to find an exit to the city. For it felt like hours I was walking around there. And I got frustrated because I don't know if you know how it feels like to not be able to look to the right. In the beginning it's annoying, after a while it's exhausting. And I got this thought and I just said out loud, what if I am holding the box that I am inside of? And there's this black box materializing in front of me, and I grab the box in my hands and I start beating it. And as I'm beating it, it cracks a little bit, and I see in the sky there's a crack. So I think, oh, this is how I get out of here. And I start beating the box, and as I'm beating the box, there's a television screen that gets on in my vicinity. And this guy from the cinema is on the screen, and he says, oh, what are you doing, man? And I say, I'm breaking the box. I'm getting out of here. Daniel, you don't understand. If you break the box and you get out of here, the creature will get out of here too. I said, well, who cares? I don't care. I'm getting out of this box, and I don't care about anything else. So I keep beating the box, and the box breaks open, and the sky breaks open, and there's this northern light, you know, beautiful northern lights come down from the heaven. And I turn around and I look at the creature, and the creature is, let's see if I can explain this, how it is felt in the dream. The creature is someone being trapped inside of the box so long that it became something dark, forgetting everything about goodness and everything about being good, you know. And the northern light was filled with so much love, and I saw it come down and just grab the creature and involve it in so much light and goodness that the creature just became what it was. It was just good energy trapped in bad energy until it convinced itself it was the creature, and it became something good, and it went out into the thingy thing. I don't believe in hell after death. Hell can be in living. You can create your own hell, but I believe that all the bad things get deleted, sort of. Because there's no reason for that stuff to exist. I think you should bring people to the good, not scare people about the bad. And I think that everything's gonna be okay, whatever. You should be good because good is good, not because bad is scary. That's my spirit telling me, at least. I was reading this book. I don't want to say what book it is because it's gonna be a spoiler then. In this book, there's this evil person, and I've read a few books and I've seen a few movies and things, and I've never ever read or seen anything that makes the evil person inside of the book or whatever be this. It was the most amazingly evil person that I despised when I was reading the book. I completely despised this person because he was, I can't even explain how well evil written this guy was. And it's a fantasy, and the main character is competing to get to a sort of power, become a sort of a god with this evil guy. And I was always thinking, when he gets it, I'm gonna enjoy the torture of this evil person. It's gonna be so amazing to see how much torture he's gonna give to the evil person. And the main character gets to the power before him, and the evil guy is gonna say something, like an evil speech or whatever like that, you know. And the main character snaps his fingers, and the evil man goes out of existence like he's nothing. He just disappears from existence. And it was like a weight was lifted from my shoulders reading this book. Like, if he was tortured, that weight wouldn't have been lifted from me. There would have just been more evil coming from the other side. And I understand wanting to torture and stuff like that if there's very evil people, but that ending to that book was beautiful. And the explanation of the author was genius, that this is the only thing he gets. He doesn't get anything else. This evil man just disappears. It's an evil that disappears from the world, and there's no more. It's just a total forgiveness of everything, because you can't hold on to anything, because everything that holds the channel of your hate is gone. And I believe that there is nothing beautiful in hell. I believe that you should be a good person. I believe that you should do good in the world, but just because good is good, and that's beautiful, and bad is bad, and that's bad. It's bad. Well, I don't know. I do know, but I just say I don't know because I want to be humble. Yeah, I'm not humble. Maybe I'm humble. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I think a lot of stuff are upside down, and that's the way I see it.